Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Off the Board show here for December 11th, 2018. It's 9 o'clock, and that means we're back. Second episode. I think, Blackjack, we got all the kinks figured out. Hopefully, we do. We'll take your calls. We'll recap some wild things going on in the world of basketball tonight. Get our feet wet with a little MLB. A lot of moves being made. Blackjack, how's your day, buddy?
It's fantastic as always, Jeff. You know, when you're living life as Blackjack Fletcher, it's the best. So I'm watching some of these games. I've got some action going tonight, and I got to ask you a quick question, Jeff. When is the last time you're a college basketball aficionado? When is the last time in college basketball you can remember a team hitting the over on their own for the full game? Can you ever remember that happening?
No, I can't ever remember that happening. Now I know for one thing they're not going to do that tonight. Now I know I've watched this entire game, and for anyone that's just checking in, they're not sure what's going on. What Blackjack's referring to is currently there's a game going on, South Dakota State, Savannah State. South Dakota State has 90 points at the half. The game over was 179 and a half. Now, again, Savannah State, basically Blackjack, their goal is to go as fast as possible. They're number one in the
Hmm.
country in tempo, possessions per game. They basically make a decision with the ball within 12 seconds, and it's generally a three. They also lead the country in three-point attempts. But what that does is, obviously, on the defensive end, leaves them with little support. I've watched this game, and it's fascinating to me. I thought this would be a high-scoring game, but I didn't think it'd be this high scoring. I mean, they had 55 points with 7 minutes to go, 43 points with 10 minutes to go, and then end up scoring 90. Blackjack, they're shooting 76% in the first half. They have two players that have 20 points or more, and they have 16 threes. That's amazing. This is an amazing game. I've never seen anything like it.
It's wild. It's absolutely wild. I mean, you sent me the text to alert me to this game a few minutes ago, and they were at 73 or 75, and now they're at 90 at halftime. I mean, 90 at halftime in college. This is an unbelievable number we're looking at here, and just a demolition by the South Dakota State Jackrabbits, a favorite team of ours, Jeff.
No, I love South Dakota State. I'm a big fan of Mike Dahm, as many people know. I know you are as well. And I mean, when you're up 57 at half, it's funny, Blackjack. For some reason, I watched their press conference this week with their coach T.J. Otzelberger, and he discussed that he was really upset with their defense over the last two games. They'd given up 88 and I think 90, and they're doing final exams right now. There's a lot going on, and I think he kind of knew this game would be an interesting one, but I don't think he thought they'd have 90 points at half. And the thing about South Dakota State that make it interesting here in the second half, they don't have a very long bench. They only have 9 scholarship players. So you're going to have starters in the entire game here. So it's really an interesting game. And if you're watching it, obviously you've been quite entertained. We'll see how this one goes. I think it's safe
Mhm.
to say, Blackjack, with what are they at? 124 at half. I think it's safe to say, or 123 at half. I think it's safe to say it's probably going to go over the number of 179.
Yeah, I think it's going to sail over. And Jeff, you mentioned that they're not that deep, and that's fine. But they do have the amazing coaching of grad assistant Reed Tellingheisen, who's a personal friend of the show, a friend of ours, and he's there guiding them to this amazing victory tonight. So congratulations, Reed. Congratulations, Mike Dahm. South Dakota, the whole state should be celebrating tonight. It's a momentous occasion for South Dakota and their people. Also, let's just be
Yeah,
honest, Jeff. This is what you tune into this show for. Who else is talking about South Dakota State basketball tonight except you and me, brother? We're the ones on this. No one else is talking about it.
yeah, I was actually giddy to watch this game. I was waiting for 8 o'clock, thinking, "Oh my God, I cannot wait to watch South Dakota State and Savannah State." Which, by the way, look, the goal of Savannah State is to earn paychecks to support their athletic programs. But yeah, I actually saw Reed on the sidelines. He's looking very dapper in a silver suit. He looks very good.
Our
So
guy.
yeah, Reed, a friend of the program, and looks very good on the sidelines, sitting next to Mike Dahm. But welcome everybody in. I hope you all had a great Tuesday, and hopefully you end the night with us here. We look at this show as kind of it's like you're at the bar and last call's coming. You have a nice meal in front of you. Maybe you're finishing up after a long night hitting the beer, and we're just talking sports. You want to join us? Call in. We'd love to hear from you. 937-401-2328. We'll get you right on the line right away. 937-401-2328. Larry, how you doing, buddy? How's your night going?
Oh, looking fine, man. Waiting for that meal you're talking about.
Oh, you haven't eaten yet?
No, nothing.
Larry, I got a bone to pick with you. Don't you have like a cafeteria there where they make you whatever you want? Why aren't you going down to that? What's the story?
Yeah, but it closed at 12.
Now let me ask you: Do they make something? Do they make you what you want, or do they make like?
Oh no,
same kind of thing
it's
every
the same
day?
Food every day. I mean, not every day, but we get the same food for everybody. Oh,
now,
man,
Blackjack, what he's
try.
talking about is down at the SBR compound, they have like their own cafeteria, kind of like a Google would, where they make you meals and stuff.
Ooh.
Now, what did they serve today, Larry?
Oh, it was veggie wraps. It was the best thing ever, man.
Sounds terrific.
Yeah, but it's not really veggie because they add bacon on it. So yeah, I don't know what to even call them veggie wraps.
It's not really.
Sorry, if I'm in Costa Rica, I want authentic Costa Rican cuisine, whatever that may be. I don't know whether it's goat, donkey, oxtail. I don't know what it is, but that's what I want.
Now, Larry, you're a native Costa Rican. What is the fare of choice down there? What would be your typical Costa Rican meal?
Oh, you would need a gallo pinto, man. It's basically rice and beans, and you have like eggs on it, bacon. Well, not really bacon. We get like tortillas and pretty much all that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Sounds very good. And actually, Blackjack, I get a feeling sooner or later you're gonna try it because you and I will maybe head down there. I'd love to see you in Costa Rica. So
let me just tell you something, guys. I've had friends who have gone to Costa Rica, and I've heard some stories, and I don't know if Costa Rica is ready for blackjack because when I come hard.
Yeah, you definitely do. I know that from experience. Welcome in to everyone in the chat. I remember you last year. Shout out to everyone in the chat. A lot of people in here. Sam, Guan, Sean, Ski Prophet, what's up, brother? RS Jacobs, Nuke Worker, listening to the show. Jay Powell. What do I think of Colorado tonight? I think that line stinks to high heaven. I mean, Blackjack, I don't know what you think about that one, but, I mean, you look at this line.
Well, thanks a lot, Jeff. I'm on Colorado.
Well, and I think you should be because I think they're the better basketball team. But, I wonder with this game, I mean, for how bad New Mexico is, with how poor they just don't defend. They're not Savannah State or anything, but I kind of had a feeling towards the end of the day that maybe we get something from the Lobos here. They're at home, but they are so poor on defense and hard to watch. I've been impressed with what I've seen out of Colorado. So I do have a feeling you're probably on the right side here, but I didn't get involved with the game. The game kind of smelled to me.
Well, listen, I get it because the Pit is always a tough place to play, right? I mean, it's always a tough place to go on the road and get a win. But as you mentioned, New Mexico State, kind of crap right now, okay? Colorado, playing solid basketball. I like the Buffaloes here. 4.5, not a massive number to lay on the road. I don't mind it. I got the Buffaloes. I got a bunch of stuff going right now, Jeff. I'm all over the board. I'm spanning multiple sports. I'm all over the place.
Now, you do know it's not called the Pit anymore, right? They named it something else. Did you know that?
It's still the Pit to me, Jeff.
It's called Dream Style Arena for anyone that's curious.
Well, I will never call it Dream Style Arena, okay? I'm the guy who still refers to Citi Field as Shea Stadium. I don't even know what they renamed the Nassau Coliseum, NYCB Live. That's not even a name of a building. It sounds like an event or something. I don't even know what the hell that is. So yeah, it's the Pit. It's always going to be the Pit.
And for anyone curious, Dream Style is a home remodeling company out in that area. So for anyone interested, let's go over some scores here, see what's going on. And Blackjack, you can let us know what you're on. Villanova, Blackjack, it looks like they're going to go down to the Penn Quakers. Shout out to Steve Donahue. Shout out to all the Penn graduates. Shout out to the current Penn students. Shout out to West Philadelphia. Shout out to Penn. I love this. I love seeing the Palestra boys get the job done against that rat Villanova team. Good work, Penn. Good work, Penn. Good work, Penn. Villanova.
Wait, why is Villanova a rat team?
Because they act like they're in the city and they're not. They're not in the fucking city. They're in Villanova.
I sat next to you at the Final Four and watched you cheer Villanova onto a national title.
Yes, and I'll admit I did because they're from Philadelphia. But whenever they're not involved,
but you just said they're not from Philadelphia.
Well, they're from the area, so yeah, kind of fraudulent by me, I will say. But yeah, listen, we were in Texas and I was supporting my roots. But any other time of the year, they're rats. They're rats from Villanova. You look at tonight, Blackjack. You know what I had a concern about with Penn in this game for Villanova? Villanova shoots threes constantly. 52% of their shots are threes right now. They shoot way too many. You know what they are from three tonight, Blackjack? Take a wild guess, percentage-wise.
17%.
Well, they're not that bad. They're 31%, which isn't good. Penn has been terrific against the three tonight, and I got to tell you, that's the reason they're winning this game. A terrific night for Stevie Donahue. Great work by him. He's a guy that doesn't get much credit, but he took over a team in the Ivy League. He made his bones, and now look, you're going to get a big win against the boys from Ardmore. Nice win for Penn. Still 23 seconds left, but barring a miracle here, they're going to get the job done. The call-in number is 937-401-2328, and I'll put that in the chat. I know people are asking about it here. Blackjack, what do you want in college other than this game?
Well, I've got Colorado in college. That's the only college game I've got tonight. I took the Buffalo Sabres live when they were down 1-0. That has turned out to be a poor bet since they are now down 3-1. I'm on the Trailblazers plus 6.5. I am on the under 6 in Ottawa, Nashville. That one's looking good right now. I'm on the Spurs minus 12.5 against the Suns. Oh, Buffalo just scored 3-2, 16 minutes left to go. We might pull this one out yet. Spurs minus 12.5, Colorado minus 4.5, and the Raptors minus 3 sans Kawhi in LA against the Clippers.
Yeah, I wanted to get into that game here in a little bit. That's obviously our one late game. There's not a lot of late games. All your college games have started, and we have one NBA game. And you said you're on Toronto and the Raptors against who do they have? The Clippers tonight?
Clippers, yep.
Keep in mind, 54-51, Portland up on Houston. Houston really struggling. My God. They're really having issues this year. We also have the Spurs up 31-24. I will be at AT&T Center on Monday night. I'm looking forward to it. My Sixers, Blackjack, get the Spurs. That'll be fun. You know, you love that arena, don't you? It's nice and clean. I love that place.
I do love that arena. It is one of the nicest arenas I've ever set foot in. In all seriousness, if you guys haven't been to the AT&T Center down in San Antonio, it is pristine. It is gorgeous. They have great food options. It's also the people are just
very clean.
So damn nice in Texas. The people are just so nice in Texas, Jeff. It's for people from the Northeast like you and me, it's unsettling to be around people that nice.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. And it was also a stadium that I was big into because in most stadiums, the armrest, you can't move it. It's like sitting there. It doesn't move. You can lift the armrest up there, and you basically, if no one's next to you, you basically get 2 seats. We were on the end, so it was perfect. The only thing I didn't leaving there. Leaving there was a bit tough, but that's normal for stadium.
It was tough leaving there. It was Final Four weekend. I'll attribute some of that to that. But, you know, yeah, it was nice. We could lift the armrest. We could kind of cuddle while watching the game. It was nice.
Yeah, and it again, I couldn't believe how clean it was there. It was fantastic. I can't wait to get there. Opinions on Temple UMass. We'll get into that in a little bit. We're going to talk about a little few of the games tomorrow. We'll get into that. Let's go to the phone lines here. Chris in Montclair, New Jersey. Go ahead, Chris.
Hey, good afternoon. Good evening, guys. Hey, Blackjack, big man.
What's up,
man? Chris?
I wanted to talk about the change up. Talk a little bit about baseball and this fraudulent.
Yes.
To the Yankees.
Let's do this.
Does anyone
Chris.
really believe that Brody would trade Syndergaard to the Yankees? It just seems like
Yes.
Just a bunch of nonsense. Even
Chris, let me take this, Chris, because I'm a Mets fan myself, and two things here. First, I really like what Brody Van Wegenen has done since he took over, which is be aggressive, which is something we haven't seen out of a Mets general manager since Omar Minaya. Love him or hate him, Omar Minaya went out there and he tried to bring players in to win. We have not seen that since then, okay? And Brody Van Wegenen is at least trying to do something differently for the Mets. Do I think that they may trade Syndergaard to the Yankees? Yes, I absolutely do. And I'll go one step further.
Right.
I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with it. And the reason I don't is this. Noah Syndergaard has all the talent in the world, but number one, the guy has a problem staying healthy. Okay. He's got a real problem staying off the shelf. Number two, he is entirely dependent, Chris, on the fastball. He's not Jacob deGrom, who's got that great 12-6 curveball. He's not Clayton Kershaw, who's got a great changeup. He has a couple of plus pitches, but really, Syndergaard depends on throwing gas. And that's it. And when you've seen him in starts where he doesn't have it, when he's just throwing 94, 95, he gets knocked around. So as much as I like the guy, and when he's at his peak, he's unbelievable, I don't have a problem trading him, and I don't really care where he goes. Truthfully, I'd rather him go to the Yankees than the Nationals or the Phillies. You know, we don't have to play him that often. I don't care that he's still in New York. But my issue with this proposed trade, which the parameters of it that we know, it's a 3-team trade between the Mets, Yankees, and Marlins. Syndergaard would go to the Bronx. JT Realmuto would go from Miami to the Mets. And then the Yankees and Mets would somehow compensate the Marlins. My issue with this is twofold. First, I don't want to trade Ahmed Rosario in this deal, okay? I don't want to trade him, and I don't want to trade Brandon Nimmo. The fact that I've heard Brandon Nimmo's name in this deal blows my mind because he was one of the most consistent hitters on that team last year when he was able to play. I would not move Nimmo, and I wouldn't move Rosario. Second, I think the Mets need a little bit more back than just JT Realmuto, which, don't get me wrong, the guy's probably the best catcher in baseball right now. Defensively, he's great. He hits 275, 20 home runs. At the catcher spot, that's great productivity. And the Mets haven't sniffed it since Paul LaDuca was there. But the reality is, if you're going to give up this pitcher who's this young with this much potential and on a team-friendly deal for 2 more years, I want a little more than that catcher. And that's where I think the Yankees are going to have to bite the bullet. And if I were the Yankees, I would have no problem biting that bullet. Give me Syndergaard and let me part with whatever I need to in terms of prospects.
Damn, Blackjack, you know you're Mets, man. I like that breakdown.
Brother, my whole thing is
I
this.
don't want to give them to the Yankees and see them be good for 10 years. They've made such a big deal.
You know what, though, man?
Catcher. Now we have to trade Syndergaard to get a catcher. Like, this has been going on since Paul LaDuca. Just get a catcher. We don't have to give him our best pitcher.
2 things.
One of our best pitchers.
There's
he
2
does
things.
have a flat fastball, and he gets timed up with his fastball. But that's just my thought. Thanks, guys. I'm going to hang up.
There's 2 things there, Chris. First, there's not that many good catchers in baseball. There just isn't. There's not that many good ones. And the Mets need offense. They need help scoring runs. And whether he does it with the Yankees or another team, I don't really give a damn, man. You and I both know you're a Mets fan. I'm a Mets fan. The Yankees are always going to dominate the back page. I don't really care. I'm over it. I want to put a winning team on the field in Queens. That's what I want to see. And if this trade helps it happen, I don't have a problem doing it. But I do think, to your point, they need more than just Realmuto back. I think they need something else. And I don't know.
And if I'm the,
maybe it's Clint Frazier. Give me Clint Frazier. I'd love to have him. The Yankees can't find a way to put this guy on the field. Give me Frazier to play for the Mets.
If I'm the Yankees, I do this ASAP because I don't get to give up Torres. I can get rid of Gary Sanchez. See ya, Gary. Go ahead. Bye. Can't play catcher anyway. And I get a big top flight pitcher. I'd rather have him anyway. Listen, I don't want Bryce Harper. I know everybody wants Bryce Harper. I don't want Bryce Harper. Go out and get
That's not gonna happen.
A pitcher. Yeah, give me a pitcher. I don't have to give up Torres. And I can get rid of Sanchez in the deal. That works for me.
You don't even
Everybody's
have to get
happy.
rid of Sanchez though. You could play Sanchez at first in DH. I mean, you could still keep his bat, and not have to deal with the awful defense. For the Yankees' perspective, listen, you have to bolster that rotation if you want to compete with the Red Sox and the Astros. You have to bolster that rotation because it is a massive weakness for them. And Syndergaard does that. If now your playoff rotation is Severino, Syndergaard, Paxton, Tanaka, now you've got a rotation that stacks up. Okay? Now you can compete. And your lineup is set. Your lineup is there for years and years to come. So don't worry about it. I just think if I'm the Mets, Andahar, the Marlins want Andahar, fine. They can have Andahar. But if I'm the Mets, like I said, Clint Frazier to me I still like Clint Frazier. I know he didn't play that great when the Yankees called him up, but I think he could be a versatile kind of guy who can play a lot of different positions. He could be a platoon player. He's a useful player. Give me that guy and give me Real Muto from the Marlins, and I pull the trigger on this.
Blackjack, I want to ask you here while we have this game going. There's 11 minutes and 31 seconds left in Savannah, South Dakota State. South Dakota State with 110 on the board. Let's make bets on what this final what they're going to score in this game. I'm going to go with
South Dakota State.
We still have 11 minutes left. Yeah, what do you think they're going to score? I'm going to go 144.
Wow, you were literally reading my mind. I was going to say 142.
Okay. So you're going to go 140. So, yeah, I'm going to go 144.
You know what? They're at.
I think.
Yeah. It's hard to disagree with you there. It's going to be. I think they're in the 140s. I mean, even with them playing bench players and their bench being, what we know it is, I still don't see how they don't pop 30 on the board here. So, yeah,
all right,
I would say 142.
Here's what we'll do, Blackjack. Anybody in the chat, if anyone in the chat guesses the final score for South Dakota State, I'll send them a little prize. So if you're in the chat right now and you guess exactly how many points South Dakota State's going to score in the final 11 minutes here. So if you say 141 and it's 141, you're a winner. Do it now, and we'll get those, and I'm sure there won't be a ton of them. I want to see if anyone can do this. I'm going to say 140.
Also, side note for you guys in the chat, I'm watching it. You guys are very active in the chat. Call the number. We want to talk to you. This is a call-in show, guys. The chat's great, but let's talk.
937-401-2328. Again, 937-401-2328.
Jeff, the Buffalo Sabres just tied it up, baby. They just tied it up.
Good.
3-3.
Good.
There we go.
Good.
That's
perfect.
Buffalo.
Late night here, Toronto Clippers. Toronto 3, total 219.5. This total's come down considerably, Blackjack, in this game. Is Kawhi Leonard in or out? Is he out?
He's out.
Okay, that's
he was questionable all day. He's out now.
Okay. That's obviously the reason probably moved down for the total. I'm interested to see 60% on the over, and I'm not really messing with the total. I don't really have any on this. What'd you take, Toronto?
I took Toronto -3 in this game. Listen, the Clippers have been surprisingly good to start this season. I'm shocked they're 17-9. But Toronto, man, Toronto might be the best team in basketball that's not named Golden State. So I like them at the short number, -3. I'll take a shot at it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna stay off that one. I'm gonna just root in my one play of the night here in college basketball. By the way, we have a final over on 34th Street. Penn wins 78-75. Couple other games. UCF. How about that game? UCF and Georgia Southern. A very weird, high-scoring game. They were on pace for about 140 points in the first half. They fly over the number, 183 points in this game. That was surprising. UCF wins, doesn't cover, Blackjack. A lot of people liked Sharpshaw on the Georgia Southern side here. A very odd, bad defensive performance from UCF.
Yeah, well, unfortunate for them, but congratulations to Penn. You always like to see it when Ivy League students are able to overcome adversity and succeed.
Yeah, because they don't do enough of that in their personal lives, right? A couple other baseball moves. Blackjack alluded to actually the caller alluded to the move with a possible move for the Mets and the Yankees and the Marlins. But we do have a done deal in Philadelphia. Andrew McCutchen to the Phillies. And look, all of a sudden, Blackjack, let me ask you, do you think it's a failure if they don't get Machado or Harper? I think it's a massive failure if they don't get one of those two.
100%. Listen, I have been saying, and you know this from back when we did Viva La Vegas, I've been saying I thought Bryce Harper would be a Philly for a long time. And I still think that is the most likely destination. The Phillies have come out, Jeff, their owner came out and said they're prepared to spend, and perhaps stupidly. You can't come out and say that and wind up with Andrew McCutchen and Gene Segura. That doesn't work, okay? You need to come out and you need to sign one of these two guys. And I'll be perfectly honest with you. The guy they need to sign is Bryce Harper, because Manny Machado, while you may like him better and some people may think he's the more valuable player, I think that the opportunity to sign Harper is right in front of your face. Machado's got a lot of suitors, and I'm not saying Harper doesn't either, but I doubt Harper has a lot of firm offers on the table. I think if you went to Bryce Harper right now and put 350 over 10 in front of him, he signs it. I think that gets it done at this point. And it's up to the Phillies to go do this, because you've got a good pitching staff, you've got a good young core, you've got a ballpark that suits him beautifully, and you have a fan base that's clamoring for it in a division that is winnable. Go do it. Bring Bryce Harper to Philadelphia, keep him in the division he knows, keep him with the pitchers he knows, and let him rake in that ballpark.
Yeah, listen, I think it's going to come down to the Phillies and the Dodgers. I think the Phillies are in the catbird seat right now. And you look at if this can happen, okay? I mean, you already get Andrew McCutchen today. You put him out in the outfield, a good veteran bat, a guy that gets on base. You already got Gene Segura, who I love. Gene Segura is terrific. You put him at
Agreed,
short.
I like Segura.
He's going to get you. He's going to give you a 305 average every year. You already have Rhys Hoskins. You know, I've also heard they have some interest in Dallas Keuchel as well. If you can go out and get Dallas Keuchel, add him in with Aaron Nola and those guys, I mean, that's a pretty firm rotation.
Keuchel is one of those guys that is going to wind up, I firmly believe, in the NL East. I think the Phillies will have interest. I think the Mets will have interest. The Braves already have interest. Dallas Keuchel is built for the National League at this point in his career. I think that's absolutely, he winds up with one of those three teams. But if I'm the Phillies, man, I'm not waiting around. I'm trying to get this Harper deal done, because as much as, you know, people talk about other teams being in the mix, money is what's going to get Bryce Harper. That is the bottom line. He's going to sign the deal that he thinks is the best he can get. And if you're willing to spend, as your owner said, stupidly, go do it. Just go do it. Sign the guy. Don't let this drag on into January, and give some other team the chance to say, hey, you know what? Maybe we could piece together a deal for him with some opt-outs or whatever. No, go do it. Sign him. Get it done.
Do us a favor. Hit the like button here on the channel. If you enjoy the show, we appreciate that. Let's go back to the phone lines. If you want to call in, 937-401-2328. Let's go to Max in Rhode Island. Max, what's up? Go ahead, Max.
Hello?
Yo, Max.
What's up, buddy?
No, this is Mike from Long Island.
Mike from Long
Mike,
Island.
what's up?
All right, sorry. I got Max. What's up, Mike?
No, it's all good. Any idea on the Giants season?
The New York Giants?
No, I'm just kidding.
Mike?
Mike, speak up, Mike.
Okay.
We can't hear you. Speak up.
Wyoming tonight. I think they're going to get pounded.
You think,
I like Denver in that game.
Yeah, I do too. I'm on Denver.
I like Denver. Mike, I think that Wyoming, off of that comeback win against South Carolina, that was, a week ago? They're not leaving the state of Wyoming for another 10 days or something, their next road game. Right. I think that this is just a bad spot for them. I think it's a little bit of a letdown. I like Denver +7.
Me too. I'm on Denver tonight.
Beautiful. I took it earlier. Oh, man.
Good.
Great news. Anyway, it was a pleasure talking to you guys, man. I love you guys. I love BMOC. I love Blackjack Cluster. And rock on, guys.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Mikey.
Appreciate it, buddy. See you later, pal. Yeah, I didn't know where that call was going, but I'm happy he said he liked Denver because I'm on Denver myself in this game, Blackjack. Interesting about Denver, Blackjack. You look at their record and say the 3-7 because that's what most people do. They go, oh, the 3-7. They're probably the best 3-7 team in the country, and I'll tell you why. Two of their best players, Joe Rosca and another player they brought in from, I believe, Colorado. They were both out, so they weren't playing. So they were getting roasted. Those two are back. You already have Ronnie Harrell there who comes over from Creighton. They're well coached under Rodney Billups. I think he fixes this. Wyoming doesn't play great defense. I thought it was too many points myself. I'm on Denver myself. We'll see how that goes. But great call, Mike. Thanks for joining us tonight. Yeah, but as far as back to baseball, Blackjack, I think you have a really formidable team, and I think you're dead right. I guess, going out to the Dodgers, you have a star-studded team. They're right there, right on the doorstep of winning. It's a 40-mile trip in a private jet to Vegas, where he's from. I could see the allure of going to LA if I'm Bryce Harper, surely.
I don't see it, Jeff. I don't think the Dodgers are going to be a player for him. That lineup is so heavily left-handed already. You're talking about a lot of money for a team that's right on the doorstep of paying the tax. I think, and I know this is not a popular opinion, I think Bryce Harper, it comes down to Philadelphia and Washington. And the reason I say Washington is Bryce Harper may be waiting for a deal that doesn't materialize, okay? Let's say he's gotten his head. It's $400 million plus or bust. And what if the Phillies came along and offered him the $350 that I mentioned previously, and he sits on it, and they say, you know what, screw this, we're going after Machado instead, and they sign Manny Machado. Well, Bryce Harper may be left waiting for a deal that just doesn't come. And I think if we get into late January, early February, and he's unsigned, the Nationals have already put it out there. They offered him $300. Okay, they put that out there publicly. Now they've signed Patrick Corbin. They still have the young talent with Juan Soto, Trey Turner. They have Rendon. Maybe they come back to him and say, "Hey, Bryce, listen, the 300, we'll bump it to 325, and you can opt out after year 3 or year 4." And maybe Harper looks at it and says, "You know what? I can stay in DC. I can be the hero. I can be the good guy, and I can still opt out and hit free agency again when I'm 28 or 29 years old and sign another big deal." I'm not going to count Washington out on this yet. I think they're still a sleeper in this. I think the overwhelming favorite is Philadelphia, though.
Yeah, I agree. I will say this though. It wouldn't, if you're a Phillies fan, it'd look mighty nice to see Manny Machado playing third base though too. If you get him either, so I think you got to get one of them. Either one is going to be obviously a great move. Got this cough, Blackjack, that just will not go away. Blackjack, what do you want in hockey? I didn't quite hear you. What do you want in hockey tonight?
Buffalo Sabres, I bet them live when they went down 1-0 to the Kings. They opened up as a heavy favorite. I got them at -106 because they were down a goal. That is now tied, so good for me. And the under 6 in the Ottawa-Nashville game, which we have a 1-1 game in the third period. So that looks good as well.
A 2-1 now, Blackjack. 2-1 Nashville in the second. We're getting close to intermission. Any live bets you're looking at currently that you might want to get involved with? I mean, Edmonton, Colorado, that's just kind of getting going here.
Jeff, I got to be honest with you. We've been on the air two nights now, and we just haven't had great slates these 2 nights. So there's not really anything that's jumping out at me to live bet right now. I'm on the Spurs -12.5. They've got a 13-point lead right now. I'm on Portland catching 6.5. They're up by 3. So certainly not gonna touch those. I mean, yeah, there's not really a lot here I would live bet in hockey right now. I mean, you could look at Colorado down 1-0 if you're interested in catching a little bit of value there, because you can catch Colorado at a plus value right now, down 1-0 at home to Edmonton. But that's always so dangerous with Connor McDavid on the other side. I mean, that kid is he's electric, man. Edmonton is one of those teams, Jeff, like for years for me in college football, it was Clemson. No matter what side of a Clemson game I was on, I was wrong. It just didn't matter. If I was betting a Clemson game, I was wrong. And Edmonton is kind of that team in hockey because they're not really good, but they have enough offensive firepower that every now and then they're going to go and put 6 on the board themselves. So they're just a tough team to get a read on.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do, Blackjack. I'm going to take a shot here with Portland plus 4.5 against the Rockets. As far as I can see,
wait, you're still getting them plus 4.5 live?
Yeah, minus 120. Yes, that's 3.5 now.
Crazy.
Changed. Yeah,
jump
just
on
changed.
Everyone.
Now,
if you can hear my voice right now,
I'm taking this.
On
plus,
the
I'm getting
Trailblazers.
I'm only getting 2.5. I'm taking it. Plus 2.5, minus 110.
Jeff, they can win the
Portland
game.
Plus.
You don't win the game.
I agree. I mean, James Harden's the only one really doing anything for Houston. And McCollum's back. I just grabbed the 2.5, so I'm gonna rock with that. Hopefully, we get a couple points here. We hang around, and we'll take a shot with it. I think it's a swing set type of game. It's coming back and forth, seesaw type of game. How about Tulo getting cut from the Jays? Yeah, I mean, look, what a fall from grace it's been for him, hasn't it, Blackjack? Kurt Tulowitzki?
Unbelievable. And you know what,
his contract.
I find it hard to believe, though, with $38 million owed, Toronto couldn't have moved him and eaten 2/3 of that money. I mean, nobody was willing to take a shot at this guy for even $10 million. I mean, in today's baseball, that's not a lot of money. 2 years ago, this guy was an impact player on a playoff team for Toronto, and now you're just willing to eat $38 million to let him walk? That seems. I mean, listen, I don't know what's going on in those meetings in Vegas, but to me, that seems crazy that you couldn't have eaten a chunk of the money and at least gotten something.
Yeah, I mean, or just let him play. I mean,
right,
you got to pay him anyway, don't you? Yeah.
Toronto, Jeff, is one of those teams, though, that they're always. You never really know what Toronto's doing. They never commit to a rebuild, and they're never really good enough to contend for a title. They had the 1 or 2 years where they had Bautista and Encarnacion, and they made the playoffs, and they had that series with the Rangers, but they just never seem to commit to a plan. They're always in limbo, and that just doesn't work anymore.
No, it definitely doesn't. They had that little stretch, like you said, where they had Donaldson and Bautista and Tulowitzki, and they had a bad bullpen at that point. Remember, they had the bat flips and all that stuff. But 4 minutes to go, Blackjack, up in Brookings. We have 127 for the Jackrabbits. So they're on pace to get to around 140. I have the list, so we'll see if anyone can land this. Someone said 155. That was a bit high. But 127.68. So they're up 59 in this game. So
point of clarification, if I'm right at 142, do I get the prize?
You get a pat on the back and say, thanks for playing. That's what you get. You get a beer. I'll buy you a beer the next time I see you.
All right, fine.
So yeah, if you laid the 25 here, you basically counted your money at like the 10-minute mark of this game in the first half. So congratulations. Let me go over some point totals here, Blackjack. Mike Daum, the Dominator, 37 and 17 tonight for him. They also have 2 other players with 29 and 25. Look, I get Horace Broad now, what your goal is. You're going to get paid by these schools, and you figure, you know what? We're going to D2 next year anyway, so does it really matter what we do this year? No. This is how you've played for the 12 years you've been at Savannah State, and it's a fucking travesty. You should play a little goddamn defense. Learn how to run a 2-point set. Learn how to run a fucking play once in a while, Broad. Now, you're stealing money down in Savannah, and they should be goddamn outraged that you're actually still the coach. At the 12 years, you've lost 300 games. as a coach at Savannah State. Why are you still collecting a paycheck? You've not won anything. You don't institute anything. And I wouldn't be surprised about your practices. All you did was sit there and twiddle your fucking thumbs on the sidelines. This is a mess. And Savannah State ought to be ashamed of themselves. Then not only they deal with this type of behavior, but they allow this type of behavior. This is not coaching. This is go out and do what you want. We're just going to house you for a few years and you're going to be a basketball player. Stop wasting these players' time. Teach them how to play offense. Teach them how to be, better basketball players. Not just say, okay, run as fast as you guys can, and then as soon as you get the ball, take a three. This is preposterous behavior by him, and he's a disgusting excuse for a coach.
Wait, are you talking about Jeff Broad now or Marvin Lewis?
I'm talking about Horace Broad now, the pathetic coach of the Savannah State Tigers. Which has fired me up this morning because there's nothing worse to me than seeing a young men be basically not taught a game that they want to play. And this idiot just says, go out and shoot a bunch of threes and see how it goes. What a joke.
Jeff, let me ask you a question because you're fired up here. I want to change your focus for a minute because we've talked a lot of college basketball, but we've got a monumental weekend in the NFL coming up this weekend. And there's one game in particular that I want to get your take on. I wrote an article about it today on the Action Network. You can find it there. Also, you can get all of my picks on the Action Network app for free. The Steelers and the Patriots. Roethlisberger's going to play. New England is opening as a 2.5-point road favorite. Obviously, the Patriots are off a loss to the Dolphins with the quote-unquote Miami Miracle. The Steelers have lost 2 in a row, one at home to the Chargers and one on the road to the lowly Oakland Raiders. What do you see happening in this game on Sunday?
Yeah, Blackjack, I've been very touchy-feely with the NFL. I've not bet a lot this year, but I've had effective games in doing it. And when I'm looking at this game and I'm saying, what do I want here? I want the Steelers. I think this is a big football game for the Steelers. You can finally right some wrongs after a few bad weeks. I don't believe in the Patriots defense. I think, I love Tom Brady. He's arguably the greatest quarterback ever, but I told you I thought their dynasty ended last year, and I believe that. Will they make the playoffs? Sure they will, and they'll probably get to the AFC title, but I think they're going to lose this football game. Give me Pittsburgh. Give me Big Ben Roethlisberger. Give me Antonio Brown. Tell me what you think, Blackjack. What do you think?
Jeff, let me throw some numbers. Let me throw some numbers at you. Off a regular season loss, Tom Brady is 34-11 against the spread. Not straight up, against the number. 34-11. Even more than that. In his second of back-to-back road games, which this will be, he's 21-10-1 against the spread, and they cover by an average of 6.5 points over the number. The Patriots don't do this twice in a row late in the season. The Steelers, Jeff, this team's been a mess. They started the year awful. They had a nice 5-week run in the middle, and now they're back to being a mess. We don't know if James Conner is healthy. We know Roethlisberger's not healthy. He's going to play, but he's not healthy. The Patriots don't drop this game. They've got the Texans nipping at their heels for the 2 seed. They have to have this. There's no chance I'm doing anything other than laying the 2.5, which, by the way, I laid the 2.5 this morning. It's down to 1.5. Take the Patriots, lay the 1.5. Don't think about it. They're the most consistent team in football over 15 years against the spread.
And you know what? I'm happy with all your against the spread stuff with with Tom Brady, and that's very true. But here's what I'm going to get with the Steelers. I'm getting them at home in a big game in December. They've lost 3 in a row, and I know they've all been close games. Okay, so they're going to be in the game. Okay, we know that. Listen, I like their defense more than I like the Patriots. I think the Patriots have been frauds and always will be frauds on defense. We saw that last week. We don't know what Gronkowski's health is. He looked to be a little hurt last week. He's not explosive. He's not. He doesn't look himself. I'm hoping we can get.
Antonio Brown doesn't look like himself.
Oh, well.
Antonio Brown's had a disappointing year, and no one's talking about it. He has not had a good season this year by his standards. There's been a very steep drop-off. Juju Smith-Schuster was a no-show last week in Oakland, a complete no-show. And now we're going to back this team to all of a sudden pull a rabbit out of their hat and beat the most consistent team in football over a decade and a half? No chance. No chance. The Patriots win. They win by 1 million.
Well, we're at the end of that little reign of terror by the Patriots. And look, I don't think you have a bad. I'm not in love with this game. You asked me, and I'm giving my opinion. But I think you're right. But I'm getting a team that lost 3 in a row at home. All those games have been close, and I think they have the better defense. I give me the best player in the field in Brown, and give me a capable quarterback. I think it'll be a terrific one nonetheless, and it's a game that the Steelers need to have. Blackjack, we're coming in for a landing here. 57 seconds left. We're at 139. I need 5 points to hit the number, Blackjack. What do you think's going to happen here?
Give me 3.
Can
3 points.
I
3 points.
win? Hey, you have 142. They might just dribble it out, to be honest. Wow. They have 23 threes in this game. 23. 34 attempts. 68% from 3. God, that's sick.
That's Reed Tellinghuisen's coaching. He told me in confidence that he was going to tell them to make between 22 and 24 threes tonight.
Big Man doesn't like the Pats. I mean, it's not that I don't like the Pats. I just think the reign's over. That's all. I'm a big fan of Tom Brady.
Yeah, you're saying they're frauds. They're not frauds as long as Tom Brady's playing quarterback. That team is still.
I didn't say they're frauds. I said defensively they're frauds.
You can write it in ink. The AFC Championship game is New England and Kansas City. Write it down in permanent marker, write it in blood. It's not the Patriots season doesn't begin until January. But having said that, this is a game.
You want to bet that Blackjack? I'll give you. Okay, bet me 300 that it's not that matchup.
What do you think it's going to be?
I'll take the field.
I'll
take the field that it's not.
So
you have Patriots Chiefs. I'll say that it's Patriots and anyone else, or Chiefs or anyone else, or neither.
All right, fine. You got it. Deal.
All right,
$300.
So everyone saw that. Yeah, I'm in on that. By the way, Blackjack, the score finishes at 139. So let's see if anyone had 139. The closest to 139, I believe, is Ski Profit. Ski Profit had 141. So, actually, I'm sorry.
Price is right,
John
Jeff. He went over.
John Nelson. What do we got? John Nelson had 140.
Nope. Doesn't count.
Oh,
Price is right, rules,
wait.
Jeff.
Someone had 139. Adam Gallardo, a winner. Adam Gallardo, 139. Great work, Gallardo.
Adam.
Good stuff. Gallardo, go ahead and DM me on Twitter, and we'll send you a little prize in the mail tonight. Good call. You lose, Nelson. Sorry. But you were close. Shout out to John Nelson. He had 140, not far. Ski Profit had 141, and Blackjack had 142. So nice work. The final score ended up being 139-72. Game flew over the number. Flew. I mean, they scored 210 points in this game, basically.
Good job, Adam.
Let's go to Guan White. Go ahead, Guan.
What's going on, guys? How you doing?
Hey, Guan.
Hey, I took Liberty tonight, Jeff. I was doing research and stuff, and I did hit that. How good is this team? Because they're only averaging. I mean, defensively, they're only allowing 59 points a game.
I think Liberty's really good. I think they're a team that can win that conference. They've actually moved conferences. They're down in the Atlantic Sun this year. I think it's very possible. In fact, I think they will win because Florida Gulf Coast is down this year. I think it's Lipscomb and Liberty. I think they battle it out. They're very good defensively. They're the total polar opposite of Lipscomb. Lipscomb wants to go fast. They want to shoot quick and score a lot of points. So I think they're very good. Scotty James, a terrific player. I wouldn't take a lot out of tonight's game. I mean, South Carolina State are bad.
Oh, yeah.
But no, I mean they've hung in with Georgetown. They hung in with I think Vanderbilt as well. Beat Kent State. So yeah, I like Liberty. I think the Flames are I had them a lot last year in the CIT unders. I was a big under better with them. Very slow pace. Great win for them tonight, and they covered the number.
All right, good. And just one more question. Who do y'all see? I mean, as far as coming out of the AFC, like I feel like it's just wide open in the AFC as far as going to the Super Bowl. What do you guys think?
I don't think so, Guan. Like I said, I have my AFC title game as New England and Kansas City. It's New England and Kansas City. I mean, I want to see a little bit more out of the Chiefs because without Kareem Hunt, that's a loss, man. I mean, there's no doubt it's a loss. Right. I'm curious to see how Kansas City plays against the Chargers on Thursday night. That's going to be a great game. But I think listen, Houston's played really well, but Houston can't hang with those two teams. I'm sorry, they can't. They're not going to be able to score enough points to beat either one of those two teams. And after Houston, it is a train wreck. And don't sell me on the Chargers because I don't want to hear it. Okay, the Chargers have to prove to me that they can go on the road in January to either Foxborough or Arrowhead and win a game because we've been talking about the Chargers now for a decade and they haven't been able to do it. So show me that they can do it. Right now in the AFC, I would say my favorite by a hair is Kansas City, but New England's right there.
Okay, appreciate it. What about you, Jeff?
I'm actually a little bit more bullish on some of the, let's say the sleeper teams. Look, I think the Chiefs are very good on offense, but I think the defense will be the death of them, to be honest. I think the Patriots obviously look very good. Listen, don't sleep on the Colts and the Steelers, baby. Don't sleep on those two, and don't sleep on the Houston Texans either.
They got to make it.
Let me tell you
something.
The
Colts and the
Texans, I said Houston.
The Colts and Steelers both may wind up out.
Fair enough, but I'm going with sleepers. I said the Texans will win the Super Bowl at the beginning of the season. I looked real stupid when they went 0-3, but now all of a sudden I look pretty smart. It's going to be fun in the AFC. But listen, Blackjack might be onto something here, but I'll take the field that one of those teams doesn't get there or neither team gets there. I'll take a shot with it. Guan, what do you have for that?
Well, I have a Rams ticket plus 1,100, but as far as AFC, I like the Colts or the Patriots.
Yeah,
I'm
listen,
sorry.
And thanks for the call, Guan. Great stuff as usual. Listen, Blackjack.
I appreciate it, guys.
All right, buddy. I love Frank Reich. That offense looks legitimate.
I do too.
Defensively, they're picking it up.
They need better. They need more of a running. They need more of a running game in Indianapolis.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. And Blackjack, I didn't want to do it when we had the caller on the line. And if I don't do it, R.F. Jacobs is going to have a fucking coronary. Relax, R.F. Jacobs. I'm getting to it. Blackjack, according to, and I've actually checked it out, R.S. Jacobs actually guessed 139 before someone else did. So he's actually our official winner. So my apologies to Adam Gallardo. They guessed the same, but I am seeing that R.S. Jacobs was one of the first people to guess, and he did guess 139. So you're going to be the winner. R.S. Jacobs, go ahead and DM me. Sorry, Adam. What are you going to do, right? Blackjack, got to be quick to the draw, as they say.
That's it. That's life, brother. It's life.
Didn't Hooters lose to the Jags? Yeah, the Colts lost to the Jags. What does that mean?
So what? The Patriots just lost to the Dolphins, and the Steelers just lost to the Raiders. So what?
Yeah.
So what?
Exactly.
It's the NFL. That anyone can lose to anyone in any given week.
Any given Sunday, baby, as they say. Yeah, he's right about that. That didn't mean much. All right, Blackjack. How about Denver? 48-39 at half. Shout out to the Pioneers, baby. Nice start. Let's finish this one out. Blackjack, we're obviously getting towards the end of the show here. We're coming up on that hour. If you want to join us for be one of the final callers of the night or something, you can give us a call now, 937-401-2328. Yeah, well, R.S. Jacobs, keep talking stupid. You're not going to get anything because I don't have everybody. I can't keep track of every fucking person, dude. I didn't see it.
We're running a show here, brother. We're running a show, not just moderating a chat.
Yeah, why don't you call in and complain about it, dude? Instead of just being talking tough on an internet chat. I didn't see it. Sorry, dude. I'm actually being nice, trying to do fun things like this. I don't see any other hosts doing this. So be happy that I did see it. Sorry I didn't see it. I apologize. I'm trying to run a show here. I got people in my ear. I got callers on the line. I got blackjack. I got all sorts of stuff going on here. Give me a fucking break. And I have no water. I need water. By the way, everyone thinks to live with my parents. Hey, Mom, can you get me water? Oh, wait, my mom's not here. I don't have anybody. I need water here, Blackjack.
Jeff, call your mom and tell her to bring you some water.
It take her half an hour, but everyone thinks I live with my mom. Hey, Mom. Oh, she's not here. You guys should do this show for 2 hours. Yeah, we were going to, but it's too long. You see, Adam Gallardo, it's all good. He gets the rules. He could bitch and complain Jeff, but it's not.
Jeff, you should overrule your own decision and give the prize back to Adam.
Nah, I can't do that. He did answer first, which I see. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Just get in touch with me. I can't go get it. I mean, I don't want to leave the show. It's fine. We're almost wrapping it up here. Hey, Sinbad, you again. What are you in here for? I thought you hated this show. Go away. Sorry I can't call tonight. Yeah, we'll talk to you soon, nuke worker. No problem. A nuke worker, Blackjack. That'd be an interesting job. A nuke worker.
Sure would. I'd love to talk to that guy.
Yeah, what do you see every day? That would be interesting, wouldn't it? Blackjack, quickly tomorrow, I saw you wrote an interesting article for the Action Network. You mentioned you like a little Murray State Racer basketball tomorrow?
Sure do. Murray State against Southern Illinois. Listen, man, I think Murray State gets the W outright there. You're going to give me 3 points on that all day long. All day.
Yeah, you know, this is an interesting game because Jay Morant's terrific for Murray State. Really good player. But I do like Barry Hinson's boys in Southern Illinois. That should be a great game. But I would agree. Anytime I'm getting points with Murray State, and in a game like that, I figure it's going to be a close one anyway. So I think some of your stuff looks and makes sense there. I think that's a pretty good play. What else do we have? Yeah, thanks, Elio. Sorry.
I am
Maybe you should
also
come
on. Who the hell else am I on? No, never mind. That was tonight. Yeah, I like Murray State there a lot. I've got a play already out for Seattle -5.5 next week. Oh, Buffalo just won in overtime, baby. Woo! Sabres 4-3.
Nice.
There we go. Live bet. Cash that. Cash it.
Good work. Couple of trolls, Blackjack, are calling us out for our Portland bet. Yeah. Sorry, guys.
Hey,
we're live betting, trying to have fun and make bets.
Let me tell you something, all right? Let me just tell you something, all right? For all these people who want to come out here and troll us for giving a play out. Why don't you put your plays out before the game starts, pal, like we do, okay? It's real easy to pick the right side when the game's 3/4 over. Why don't you be a man and put your stuff out before the game starts, and then you can come on here and talk shit to me, all right? Because I do it all day, every day.
Yeah, by the way, Andrew, you're watching us. Notice we're not watching you. You're actually in here on a Tuesday night watching us. Just thanks for watching, though. Appreciate it. Yeah, again, you're free to give your picks out. Whatever you like, let us know. LSU Houston tomorrow, Blackjack.
You go out every day and put picks on the internet every single day, and you deal with it, all right? And win.
Exactly.
Win.
What do you think LSU Houston, Blackjack? You read an article on that too. What do you? That's a high scoring game to me. I don't get this total here.
Yeah, I like the Cougs. I like the Cougars there. I think LSU they stink.
Yeah, I do like LSU. I like their coach, but they're struggling against the three. Houston shoots a ton of threes. I'll get into that game a little bit more tomorrow. We got a Mike on the line. Mike, go ahead, Mike.
Hey, Jeff, what's going on, buddy? I just want to know what size diaper you wear.
Thank you. Hey, great call. I don't know. I haven't really ever checked. But thanks for calling.
Big boy.
Thanks for watching, buddy.
Wow.
That was a good one. I don't know how long it took for him to come up with that one. Terrific call. Really good stuff. Larry, make sure you take his name down. Make sure he doesn't get through again. But hey, good stuff, man. Thanks. He added to our listener base tonight. All right, Blackjack, we will wrap it up here. Fun show tonight. Very high energy. Had some fun with this. And this is what the show's for. Having fun late night, talking some sports, trying to make a little cash on the sidelines. Any final words tonight for you, Blackjack?
Don't be a troll. I hate trolls. I will wreck you.
Wow.
I love all you guys for listening, though. Thank you.
Yeah. And shout out to all the people that come in here and say the show sucks, but keep watching it. Thanks for coming back every night. We appreciate it. Everyone enjoy your night. I'm the big man on campus. He's Blackjack Fletcher. Larry, how'd you like that call? What'd that caller say when he called in, Larry?
Oh, he wanted to talk about some Patriots shit? I don't know. He just said, I want to talk about that. Had to let him go.
It's poor screening, Larry. Poor screening.
I know. We'll get better. We'll get better.
He had ulterior motives.
Give me 5 more shows and I'll get better.
5 more shows in this. I love 5 more shows.
I love those kind of guys that actually take time to call in. That's fun. The people like that. But hey, Larry, great work. Otherwise, you're a tip-top producer. You're way better than that other producer they got, that Freddie kid. You're way better than him.
Yeah, Freddie stinks.
Freddie stinks.
He stinks.
Smells. All right, guys. Have a great night. Appreciate you tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place, 9 o'clock Eastern. It's Off the Board. It's me. It's Blackjack Fletcher. Enjoy your night. Go Denver Pioneers. Have a great night.